everyone, and welcome to your deep dive. Today, we're tackling something that hits close to home for a lot of you, anxiety and depression. But hey, we're ditching the clinical stuff. You know what I mean? We're getting real about how you can actually start feeling better. Ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's equip you with practical strategies, not just textbook definitions.
I love that. And you're not alone in this. Did you know over 300 million people worldwide are dealing with depression? It's way more common than people realize.
It really is. And anxiety and depression, they go beyond just having a bad day, right? They impact so many areas of your life, often in ways you might not realize.
Okay, so let's unpack that. What are some of those sneaky ways they show up in everyday life?
Well, think about it. Struggling to focus at work, feeling constantly on edge, or even finding yourself pulling away from friends and family. These can all be signs that anxiety or depression are at play. It's more than just feeling sad. It's about how these feelings actually affect how you function day to day.
That really resonates with me. When I was struggling, I just thought I was like burnt out. I had no clue. It was like impacting my mental health on a deeper level. It took me a while to even admit I needed help.
And that's why talking about it is so important. Seeking help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and a commitment to your well-being. Just like you wouldn't hesitate to see a doctor for a physical ailment, taking care of your mental health is just as crucial.
And speaking of taking care of ourselves, you know what always comes up? Exercise. I'll be honest, when I'm feeling down, hitting the gym is like the last thing I want to do. But I'm curious, is there a real chemical reason to lace up the sneakers?
You're spot on. It's a bit of a chicken or the egg thing. Even though it feels tough when you're down, even a little movement can really shift your brain chemistry for the better. And we're not talking about becoming a marathon runner here, just finding small ways to fit movement into your day.
Small steps. I like it. So what's the science behind this? How does that actually work inside our brains?
Well, when you exercise, your brain releases these amazing chemicals called endorphins. They're like natural mood boosters and stress relievers all rolled into one. And here's an interesting tidbit. Exercise actually helps regulate your sleep, which, as you know, is super important for mental health. We'll dive into that a bit later.
Oh, sleep is crucial. When I'm low on sleep, my anxiety goes through the roof. But going back to exercise, do you have any stories of this actually working for people? Sometimes we need more than just the science,
Absolutely. I had a client who was really struggling with both anxiety and depression. They were hesitant about exercise, thinking it had to be this big, intense thing. We started small, just a 15-minute walk a few times a week. And you know what? They started feeling a difference. More energy, better sleep, and their overall mood just lifted. It was amazing to see that transformation.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Small changes, big impact. It's not about overhauling your entire life. It's about finding those little things that can make a real difference.
Exactly. And it's not just exercise. There are so many tools you can add to your mental health toolkit to start feeling more like yourself again.
Okay, so give us the goods. What else can we add to our toolkit?
Well, we touched on it briefly, but getting enough sleep is crucial. Most adults need 7 to 9 hours per night. And it's not just about feeling rested. It directly impacts your mood focus and even your physical health.
7 to 9 hours, got it. I can definitely work on that. Now, what about food? I'm always a bit wary of the whole healthy eating advice because it can feel so restrictive. What's your take on that?
I hear you. It's not about deprivation at all. Think of it as nourishing your body with the good stuff. Whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins. These provide the essential nutrients your brain needs to function at its best.
So it's less about dieting and more about giving your body what it actually needs. That makes a lot more sense. What else can we do? What about things like mindfulness and meditation?
Mindfulness and meditation can be game changers. I know those words might sound a bit intimidating, like you need to be sitting on a mountaintop somewhere.
Haha, yeah, a little bit. Like I need to be a Zen master or something.
You definitely don't. It can be as simple as taking 5-10 minutes each day to just focus on your breath. Notice the sensations in your body, or observe your thoughts without judgment. There are even apps out there that can guide you, if that feels easier.
See, that's really helpful. Breaking it down like that makes it seem so much more doable. But let's be real, sometimes we need more than just lifestyle changes, right? Sometimes we need a little extra support.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where professional help comes in.
So much stigma around seeking therapy or counseling. I know from my own experience, it took me a long time to reach out because I felt like I should be able to handle it on my own.
And that's such a common misconception. Seeking professional help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and self-awareness. It shows that you're prioritizing your mental health and willing to invest in your well-being. Think of it like this. If you had a physical ailment you couldn't figure out on your own, you'd see a doctor, right?
Right, of course. It's just as important to take care of our mental health as our physical health.
Exactly. And what's great about therapy is that it's tailored to your unique needs and challenges. A therapist can help you develop coping strategies, process past experiences, and challenge those negative thought patterns that might be holding you back.
It's like having a personal trainer for your mind. I like that. So how do you know when it's time to call in the pros? What are some signs that someone might need to reach out?
Well, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if your daily life is being significantly impacted, or if you've tried making changes on your own and haven't found much relief, it might be time to reach out to a professional. There's no shame in asking for help when you need it.
What about medication? That's something I know a lot of people have questions or concerns about.
Absolutely. And it's important to remember that medication is a personal choice, and it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. It can be an effective tool for some people, but it's crucial to work closely with a healthcare professional to determine if it's right for you and to find the right medication and dosage.
It's about working with a professional, not just having them tell you what to do. It's a partnership, and it's about finding what works best for you. You know, it's so important remembering we don't have to go through any of this alone. And speaking of support, what other resources are out there? Because trying to navigate all of this on your own can be so overwhelming.
You're absolutely right. There are so many incredible resources available. Hotlines are a great starting point if you need someone to talk to right away, even in the middle of the night. And then there are support groups where you can connect with others who truly understand what you're going through, because they've been there too.
I bet those support groups can be so powerful. Just knowing you're not alone makes such a huge difference.
They really can. And don't underestimate the power of your own personal network either. Talk to those trusted friends, family members, maybe even a spiritual advisor if that's part of your life. Sometimes just sharing your burden can make it feel a little bit lighter.
That is so true. We don't have to put on a brave face all the time. It's okay to reach out for help. Breaking free from anxiety and depression, it takes time, patience, and that support we've been talking about. It's a journey, not a destination.
Beautifully said. And remember, there's always hope for a brighter tomorrow, even if it doesn't feel like it today. You are stronger than you think.
I love that. So to leave our listeners with something to think about today, what would you say?
I'd ask you to consider this. What's one small step you can take today to prioritize your mental health? Whether it's a 10-minute walk, reaching out to a friend, or just trying out a quick meditation, remember, even small actions can make a big difference. You've got this.
You heard it here first. Take that small step today, and thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, take care.